everybody has had a great week. Welcome back to Thither, the second of the three shards of Prismeer. Who would like to recap the monstrosity of last session for inspiration?
I just remembered I have a bit for this. Hold on.
Okay.
It's not as good as my last recap bit. I just have to pull it up. I don't think I'm gonna top the wedding march bit. That was
I-
really good. Oh yes, I was just going to quote exactly what I said last session, which was did some hero work, unlocked some backstory, and met Rumpelstiltskin.
that is a pretty good summation of it.
We saved some pixies, who were going to be harvested by the redcaps. They turned those redcaps into goats to save themselves some time, and then we killed all the redcaps. We found out the redcaps are grown in Granny Nightshade's uh, yard, um, and that Granny Nightshade has she captures children who then make toys to cause nightmares for other children. And this little boy Will has been like freeing them, and he is hella wanted. Um, uh, and then we met Nib, who was a landlord in Waterdeep, um, and has been more or less cursed because he doesn't want to feel. He wants to be absolved of his uh, guilt after having done as much as he thinks he could to uh, be a better person. And now he's living in a hell where he is spinning treasures. And he gave us some treasures.
Yep. And I believe we left off right as you all were leaving Nib's cave, I think.
Yeah.
And who got which treasure?
Um. Uh.
I think Arlen got a hat of disguise. I think.
Uh huh.
And Banner got the insignia of claws.
Hemlock has an amulet of proof against detection. I hate the name of that item so much.
Which one did I get? Hang on, I'm trying to.
The immovable rod, I think.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Leaving Nib's cave behind you, passing through the canopy of this somewhat primeval forest, the trees towering above you, and for the most part, actually blocking out the constant twilight sky of Prismeer. Um, the light does break through here and there in a few openings. The occasional toadstool clearing that you have seen before, where you landed. Clapperclaw, recently restagged, the recently restag-headed, yeah, that's a word, uh, scarecrow, leading you as best he can towards Loomlurch, where he did tell you that he was originally created. Um, the the forest here is full of life, full of the sounds of chittering squirrels sort of darting through the trees, the sounds of birds and insects, and the same just liveliness that was present, but so much more muted and more horrible in Hither, where the insects were mostly mosquitoes and gnats and biting flies. Here you see more along the lines of butterflies and ladybugs and stick beetles and katydids. Um, the the air here is without the horrible humidity that was such an issue in Hither, and it's much cooler since you are largely walking through the shade of these humongous trees draped with all sorts of vines and um, the occasional groupings of flowers in the few areas where the sun pops through the trees. Much like with Hither, however, the passage of time is lost here. Even if not for the lack of a sunset and a sunrise, the thick tree canopy doesn't change, and the light cast upon the trees doesn't really ever change, even if you could see the top of the trees where where the light is actually hitting. But you can't. The thickness of the branches and the the dense dark green leaves uh, make the entire thing sort of strangely overcast. Somewhere not far from where you are, a river sort of burbles its way along, the splashing water cascading over rocks. And so it's a little hard to tell for how many hours exactly you've been walking with your keen mind over there, Hemlock. You know that you have walked for at least 3, possibly even 4 hours from Nib's cave.
Can I try to fly up there and like try to peek through make my way through the top of the trees?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's the tree branches are thick and strong, but you are able to push your way above the tree line and above the top of the trees, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And you poke your head out into the same twilight sky that you saw so often when you were in Hither. At the very edge of like distance of your vision, you can see the same sort of mist over the mountains that you came over in the balloon with Morgort. And in many places, that mist dips all the way down to touch the top of these trees. This sort of purplish sunset sky where a handful of stars sort of manage to peek their way through the sliver of a moon somewhere, another hanging almost in the opposite direction.
Hmm.
The most immediately sort of noticeable thing is as you watch somewhere in the distance, um, not close at all, but a winged shape, some some sort of great flying creature suddenly darts down through the trees. S- who can say how many miles distant? Just dives through like a an osprey or one of those kingfishers diving into the water. It's down for a second, 2, and then it breaks back up straight through the tree line, straight through the leaves, and begins to fly off in the direction that you're reasonably sure is the palace that you saw when you first arrived. Something moves within its claws, whatever it grabbed fights feebly for a few seconds and then goes still. And this
Yeesh.
huge winged creature, tail sort of sailing behind to provide steerage, uh, flies flies off for a good 2 or 3 minutes before it is completely lost to sight. It disappears through the mists, too small to really register anymore.
All right. I fly back on down and report back everything I saw. So maybe nighttime almost, but not sure.
We
The-
have been busy, but uh, we did rest well, at our time in the Soggy Court, and we've only been marching about half a day since.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
What were you saying, Banner?
I was just going to remark that the winged beast seems like it may be a problem. We should be careful to not attract its attention.
Yeah.
Should we know it to be a problem, or do you think it perhaps is maybe as stuck here as everything is?
Maybe I'm, I guess, making assumption based on Cold's description that it was diving into the trees, and when it came up, it seemed to have a creature in its claws. I would not like for any of us to become that creature.
And yeah, what direction did you say the palace was again?
Are you speaking to Clapperclaw?
Uh, kind of looking at both Clapperclaw and Hemlock.
I look at Clapperclaw.
I mean, if you mean Loom Lurch, it's and he gestures with one claw, sort of straight ahead, the direction you've been walking, which is a little bit off to the right of where the beast was flying. So if Loom Lurch is noon, like on a clock, he's like if he's pointing noon, the creature was flying off at about like 10 p.m.
Oh.
Now,
Sorta near that way, yeah. Who could
I
say for
definitely
sure?
understand, not wanting to draw this thing's attention and get like eaten or anything. I do just have to say, there's also a part of me that's very curious to see more of this creature.
Well, it seemed well, I would say like maybe it's doing errands or something, but that whatever it picked up, it stopped moving and like it was hunting. Like it killed it, like it wasn't just like picking up eggs.
That's fair, but we were just killing redcaps.
Yeah, I mean, guys got to eat, but uh, I just, I don't want it to eat us, but boy, am I curious to see it up close.
Ugh.
I'm not saying we seek it out. That's not what I'm meaning to get at. I'm just, voicing.
If we see it again, we try and get a closer look.
Yeah, maybe a safe,
I
closer look.
I'm with you on that one, little cheese. He also looks like his eyes are shining. He looks very curious.
On to Loom Lurch then, and then ambivalence towards whether or not a flying thing comes for us.
Yeah. Also, it was flying more that way than, that way. He gestures in case that, just keeping like,
Oh, let's just not go
Right.
flying up above the canopy and telling them our position or anything.
yeah, maybe stay low. He like sadly like kind of drops to the ground.
Well, to be fair, I don't think staying low helped its prey, but yes, less attention is probably intelligent.
You set off once again through the trees. Um, the sounds of the forest all around you. Um, as you are, um, as you are continuing through the trees and along your way, Clapperclaw sort of happily skipping along, which is a weird sort of movement for him. What with the giant claws suddenly swinging back and forth, he occasionally s- s- snaps up a branch or something off the ground and just sort of cleaves through it uh,
Oh,
and keeps going. The sound, the sounds of the forest are broken suddenly. The sounds of something crashing through the trees, not far ahead of you, coming your way. The sounds are getting louder. The sounds of hoofbeats and the sounds that you're somewhat familiar with. The sort of metallic clomping of Redcap boots, of the iron boots that Redcaps wear. The sounds are growing louder and louder, and within a few moments of hearing them at full speed, breaking through the tree line, maybe 20-ish, 25 feet. Um, is- sorry, random text from somebody I haven't talked to in like 8 years.
whoa!
Whoa.
Text them back. I mean, wait. First,
No,
read the
I'll do
text
that.
to us.
No, I'm not.
Read the text.
Read it out to us, and then we will gauge where you should go, please. Sorry.
Okay. Um, crashing through the trees, probably, and I'm sorry, not. It's coming while the sound is growing louder. It's not coming directly at you. Crossing in front of you, about 60 feet away from you, a hooved creature darts through the trees, looking frantic, eyes wide, and sort of just hauling ass as much as they can, which is not particularly fast as you would expect. A four-legged a centaur. You all know what a centaur is. Um, to be running, followed fairly quickly uh, by the by the loud clomping of red cap boots. We're just gonna transition straight. You do hear them run off for maybe 4, 5, 6 seconds or so, and then there is a loud crashing noise.
Oh, we should help them, right? We should help them. Let's go help them.
Yeah, those are those murderous little guys. Oh gosh.
Can you all see?
Yes.
It is dim, but I can see. Oh, I can see this fool's name. I will not disclose. Wait,
But
if I can see it, then probably
I
everyone
would say
can see
everybody should be able to
Yeah.
see it. I put it on there because
it.
let's take that off. Um, so I have my turn counter. Right there we go. Okay. We will go ahead and jump in to a quick little fight.
There's
Um, it, it is not impossible to see, though the trees do block a lot of line of sight and sort of conceal what is going on. It is clear that the centaur has clattered to the ground and is being surrounded by these red caps. He is carrying a torch in one hand, which he's sort of waving back and forth, trying to fend them off. But they seem undeterred as they have those very jagged sickles that you have seen them use. Um, and they are closing in around him. Hemlock.
Okay. Shit. I don't remember what I do.
Be scary.
Take your time, King.
I remembered that this spell that I picked up has a costly component. Whoops.
You're
Uh-oh.
talking about Chaos Bolt?
No, summon
Oh.
undead. But I will just use Chaos Bolt because that will work. I think, what's your range? Oh, incredible. Okay. I'm targeting this first one here.
Yep.
And I think I'm actually gonna roll an inspiration because I don't feel comfortable with that 13. Yeah.
That will hit.
Okay. So I'm casting this with my warlock slot, so it'll be a 3rd level. And deal Jesus. Cold damage.
Okay.
I've decided I don't want to talk to these motherfuckers. They're not nice. And I'm going to also take on my form of dread.
Alrighty. 10 hit points. And movement or no?
I don't think I'm gonna move. And I'm trying to remember what my die roll is. It's a 10, right?
Yeah.
Form of dread. Yeah. Thank you. That is it. Thank you.
Court, you are up.
Oh. Okay. How's the terrain? I can fly. I'm real.
The ground is not difficult terrain. Unlike in Hither, the footing here is perfectly fine. I mean, there are roots and things, but not enough to really constitute difficult terrain at all.
Okay, well, I am going to fly zoom forward to right here, and then step right there. And then I just want to just shoot. Pew! At this one close.
The same one that Hemlock shot? Okay. That will hit.
Woo!
11 piercing. Man.
Again, if I build this weapon wonky, feel free to
Nope.
tell me how to fix it.
No, I think that's right.
Um, and then no, that's it. That's all.
Okay. The red caps, realizing that they are under attack, a few of them, especially the one that you guys have been attacking, they immediately turn around. And the first one will run up to you, Court, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Oof.
Keeping inspiration or anything?
No.
People usually don't. Okay. Uh, the red cap turns around, runs full speed at you, and at the last second jumps up and plants both iron boots into your chest. That is the wrong ability.
Ooh.
Uh, okay. You just don't want to roll this stuff, huh? Okay. No, you're just gonna keep giving me the ability. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. That is 22 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are
Um,
knocked prone.
I would like to just a little bit like move my shoulder up a little bit and and um maybe block a little bit of that.
Mhm, mhm. The other one, I can pick this up. No, come on.
You said it was 22, right?
I did, yes.
Okay.
It's going to dash its way past. Come on, mouse. Three of the red caps break off, trying to come at you guys. The clomp 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 of their boots sort of echoes throughout this area of the forest, and Arlen, you can understand that they are shouting all sorts of obscenities in Sylvan as they are closing in on you. The last one moves in and takes a chunk out of this centaur, um, who kind of gasps and is doing his best to keep this red cat back. Arlen.
Let me see. I am going to move forward first. What's my movement speed again? 30. Okay. Yeah. So move up 30 feet. And then I would like to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the red cap that's in the dark over here. That's this guy.
Okay, that's a wisdom save, I believe.
Yes.
I don't know what you said, but he immediately, while running at full tilt, sort of just starts cackling and falls over onto his face, rolling around laughing in the dirt.
All right. And then I'm going to use a bonus action to roll Bardic Inspiration on my little table.
Okay.
All right. And that's it for my turn.
Banner.
Okay. Um. All right. I am going to walk up to my local red cap and try and wow, this is try and introduce him to lefty and righty. That will probably not work.
That will miss. That will not. That will definitely hit.
Okay. I am. All right, this is going to get complicated. I'm going to action surge, which, thanks to Sir Talavar's charm, I will grant Court and Arlen the ability to move without provoking opportunity attacks, move up to half their speed, should they want to.
Cool.
As a reaction. I did add that clause finally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. I don't go anywhere.
No, you can still use you still have your reaction. Oh,
No,
you
I
have
no, I
any
don't.
dodge, you're right.
Yeah.
I do not.
And I'm
You're right.
going to
Never mind, I forgot.
reserve mine.
Right. Take my 2 more swings. I assume a 21 will hit.
That will. That will also hit.
And I will use my bonus action to try and grab hold of this fool.
Hey, he is looking incredibly rough. Even still, he is able to throw your hands off of him as he spits out a little bit of blood onto his giant sickle and circles you.
Ew.
Movement or anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Your turn, Hemlock.
I'd like to fire a couple of Eldritch Blasts at the guy who is got his feet impaled on my friend.
Okay.
If I can remember how to. There it is. Oh God. Oh Christ.
Oof.
Yeah, we'll let that stand.
Okay. Those anything for a bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. Court.
I'm going to. I'd like to use my bonus action. Whoosh. Get on out of there. Please. Roll 20, I beg of you. Go right here. And then from my new place, shoot that dude again.
The same one that kicked you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That will miss.
Okay.
Any other movement?
That is all.
Okay. One red cap continues to roll around on the ground. At the end of each of its turns, it it stops laughing for a second, sort of sits up, looks at you, Arlen, and immediately begins rolling around on the ground laughing again. The one circling you, Banner, is going to attack you with a 21.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast a little spell when that happens.
Okay.
This is a new spell. It's called Silvery Barbs. Makes them re-roll that d20 and
Yep.
use the lower roll.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give Banner advantage on the next roll you make.
Okay.
Okay. Does a 19 hit you?
19 hits.
Okay. That is 8 slashing. And then he makes a couple more attacks for another total of 18 slashing.
Okay.
And that is that one.
Arlen's just kind of watching the fight, and he calls out, "What kind of hit is that? Come on, you can try get." Oh well, okay, that's still pretty good. Banner, don't let it get you down. You can do it. Just take it one punch at a time. Anyone who looks at Arlen sees a little a little ghost sitting on his shoulder. That kind of looks like a boxing ring instructor.
Oh god.
Nice.
Court, you can see that this red cap up here is sort of circling the centaur, draws blood a few more times. And the last one in the middle here is going to close with you, Arlen, and swing his sickle at you a bunch.
All right.
For a 21 to hit.
Absolutely.
For 7 slashing. The next one will miss, but the last is a 24 to hit for 8 slashing.
All right. I'm just
Looks like we
reminded that my
failed.
AC is a 13.
Oh no. And they continue to sort of talk trash in Sylvan, boasting about the things they're going to bring back to Granny Nightshade and the parts. Maybe she can take what's left of this one down to Bavlorna for a gift. She can use the ears in her taxidermy, that sort of thing. Arlen, it is your turn. The centaur continues to try to not get hit.
Oh boy, I'm concentrating on a spell. 1, 2. Oh, okay.
Are
That
you?
yeah, Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh, got it.
So yeah, they're not laughing
Longer
anymore.
incapacitated. Got it.
Yeah. I'm going to release the song or the tale that I was listening to, and I start just making kind of a sales pitch at this red cap next to me, and I need a wisdom save from them.
I assume a 12 is. I assume it's your spell DC, so that's a failure.
Yeah. They take psychic damage equal to 2 rolls of my bardic inspiration die, which is a D8. So they take 5 psychic damage and are incapacitated until the end of their next turn.
Oof. Okay. He just clutching his ears.
And that's my action. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to give bardic inspiration to Hemlock.
Starts screaming about just wanting to cancel his cable. Why won't you let him cancel his cable? Any movement or anything?
Oh, they're incapacitated now.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll move just another 20 feet this way.
Okay.
And that's it.
Banner, you're up.
Okay. Let's take a swing at the fell in front of me.
That will hit. He is looking on his last legs, but he is still up.
All right, one more for good measure.
That will hit. And he collapses to the ground.
Fantastic. I will run up here, and as I do, I will yell out, "Thank you for the assist, Arlen. Be careful up there." And that is my rallying cry. So Arlen can, as a reaction, roll 2 of his hit die to regain hit points if he would like to.
I would like to. Okay, that right there just doubled my number of hit points.
Fantastic. And that is Banner's turn.
Hemlock.
Ollie, did you target this guy or this guy on your last attack?
This one.
That's what I thought. Okay, so Hemlock's gonna see you like turn around, like jump further into danger, and then see you turn around and just kind of yelp and fire a couple of Eldritch Blasts onto this guy.
The far guy.
Yeah. And like 2 dark bolts like fly past Court's ears.
Okay, kind of a drag. I see.
Oof. And I think
7-11.
I think there's something about a frightened check wisdom save while you have
Yeah,
long
he
thread.
can make a wisdom save.
I don't know what the DC is.
15, sorry.
That he passes.
Okay, that's
He
fine.
is clearly focused on finishing off this centaur that he is tangling with.
All right. That's it.
Court.
Going to bonus action steady aim, and then who
Which one? Sorry.
this guy right here.
Okay, that will hit. You get your sneak attack.
Yes.
Oof. You plant a bolt square in the middle of his chest, and he is not looking good at all.
Yahoo! That's it for me.
Okay. This one continues to clutch at his head and be bewildered by the story that he heard. He is incapacitated and done. This one breaks the one up top breaks away from the centaur court and tries to do the same. Excuse me. The same sort of flying kick that is a little weird to see these little goblinoids in heavy metal shoes do. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Was I? Yeah.
That will do it.
Yeah.
He sort of you swing out of the way. He sort of lands and starts waving the sickle around. Banner, the one next to you, is going to take his swings.
Mhm.
That is a hit and and a crit. That is a total of 25 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Apparently, you are the one my dice have decided is
Yeah. Yeah.
but that he sort of glares at you and one of the tin soldiers got loose. Uh, is what Arlen understands and so. With room to breathe. No, he's gonna keep touching. Arlen, you're up.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let us have a see. I'm gonna start out by rolling on my Bardic Inspiration Spirit Tales table. That's a 2. 2. What's the range on this? Creature you can see within 30 feet. Ha ha ha. Arlen looks over to the guy next to Court. Man, your form is all wrong. Really, you need to stand up a little straighter. Feet wide, about shoulder width apart. Tale of the Renowned Duelist. I make a spell attack. I don't have a man. I'm gonna have a nameless spell attack created right quick.
No problem.
So that's a 12 to hit.
What is
Whoa.
that? What?
Does-
I
Does
didn't
anyone-
put a name in the little thing that I
Oh.
just built, and so that's
Oh
what happened.
my.
Does anyone understand what Alan is saying? I am afraid he might have a head injury.
That will miss, unfortunately.
So yeah, instead of doing any damage, I just help this guy's form a little bit. That's it for my turn.
Okay. Banner, you are up.
All right. I'll take a couple swings at my new friend here.
Guy is no longer incapacitated. That will hit. That will also hit.
And from a bonus action, I will second wind. That's 15. And that's my
And your
turn.
modifier? Okay. Hemlock.
I'm gonna start by hitting this one with an Eldritch Blast first.
Okay. He is up, but definitely bloodied.
Okay, and then I guess I'll try to hit him again.
That will hit.
Whew.
Ouch.
Whew.
That will drop him. The black bolts of energy thump into him, and he just stands up straight, falls over backwards.
Just a sharp nod to Banner, and that's it.
Court.
Mm. I. Can I stab him?
If you have a stabbing implement, yeah. You can switch from crossbow to presumably you have a dagger. Oh, you have Talavar's dagger, don't you?
I do.
If you wanted to, you could bonus action aim with that. You don't have to aim with a ranged attack, but you would
Okay.
not be able to move afterwards. So,
Yes, I was not planning on it.
okay.
Yeah, I think I'll grab Sir Talavar's sword.
You do have advantage, but that will hit. You can see if you crit, but
Well,
you do hit.
Jesus.
And Talavar's blade just cuts through this guy like the proverbial hot knife through butter. He sort of is taking a minute. He's following along to what Arlen is saying, plants his feet, squares his shoulders, looks down, sees that he is bleeding profusely, and falls over. Anything else?
This is for me.
Our last friend here. Being creatures literally formed from murderous thoughts, there is not even the briefest glimpse that this creature realizes this fight has gone against them. And with a bellow, they come running at you, Arlen. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Will not do it. That is 25 bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone.
All right. Man, I'm glad I got to heal a little bit.
Then it is your turn.
I will stand up and that was very rude, and cast Mind Sliver on him.
But did I have good form?
It was a little reckless, but yeah.
Any movement or anything, or bonus action for you?
I will use a little bonus action to healing word myself. All right, and that's it.
Okay, Banner.
Alrighty. Banner's going to use 20 feet of movement to get up here and take a couple swings.
That'll hit.
I assume that doesn't hit, but having hit once, I will now try and grab this little guy.
He will fight you off, I'm afraid.
Is that minus the Mind Sliver die?
Isn't that for saving throws, Mind Sliver?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Not ability checks. You're right. All right, that is my turn.
Hemlock.
I'm gonna keep shooting that guy, the one who's still up.
That'll hit.
I think I'm gonna throw on the D8 of Bardic Inspiration because I don't know if I'm gonna.
That will do it.
Okay.
You left him at 1 hit point, Adam.
Oh,
Nice.
The last of the red caps falls to the ground. There is a sort of eerie silence as there's no longer the loud clomping of metal boots and the sounds of the forest, which had seemed so loud before, have went quiet during this entire confrontation, and don't quite return just yet. So there is an eerie sort of silence as you all are standing there and breathing hard from the exertion of battle. This the centaur at the far end near you, Court, finally pipes up, fairly softly, but you can still hear, and just says, "Are, are they all are they all gone then?"
Think so, my dude?
I cannot thank you enough. I would be dead. My name is Winterbow. I'm a native here to Prismeer. Who are all of you? I have never seen you before. Not that I am not grateful.
We are new to Prismere, and some of us to the Fae in general. I am Hemlock Firstborn, and this is Banner and Arlen and Court.
Mm.
Very pleased to meet you all. Sorry that you have come to Prismeer in the state that it is in. Looking at him, you can see that uh, he is an older centaur. He is not only has all of his hair and beard turned gray, but his coat has faded from what was. I mean, there are still patches of of dark horse hair, but most of it has faded to white, and even around like his feet, like his fetlocks have all grayed out completely. Um, he uh, holds a couple pieces of linen up to some of the gashes in his body from the red caps, but even without that, you can see that he is moving fairly gingerly.
Arlen, you wouldn't happen to know anything that might help him? Muted.
Here, yeah, let me take a little bit of that. Um, this might sting a little bit at first, but it's good, I promise. And he'll, you know, hold his candle up. Oh, I forgot. Oh, never mind. I forgot about something that doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, we actually have healing potions if we want to give him one of those instead.
Well, I mean, I could just do a little level 1 cure wounds. That's no
Sure,
problem.
sure.
The light pink flame on his candle glows a little brighter, and like jumps over. Um, and then so that's 12. But I can also add a d6 to it. This is what I forgot about earlier. Is I can add a d6 to damage or healing. Uh, so.
Jesus, what?
When you
Uh-huh.
channel through the candle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, the wounds on his body begin to close, and he pulls his hand away, where he was holding back the flow of blood, and stares at you amazed for a little while. This power in one so young. Thank you again. I have nothing that I can give you. to repay you, but perhaps you are new here. I mean, I was making my way to the Wayward Pool to I was making my way to Lamorna, where thought I might find some safety from Nightshade's creatures. If you'd like, I could show you the way there. You could rest there. Some of you look, uh, no, no offense intended, you look a little worse for the wear.
We could make use of somewhere safe to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have other business you were partaking of. You said you're new to Prismere. I can't imagine you came here to see the sights. Not when it's in such a state.
No, no. As a matter of fact, we're here on uh, a hag dispatching business.
His eyes go wide. Hag, this is no small feat.
No, but we're rather good at it so far. We've had one attempt and had one success.
1 for 1, baby.
And so far, we've encountered a total of 7 red caps with only these marks to show for it.
Well, perhaps there is hope for Prismere after all. Come, follow me. Your friend back there. Will he be joining us? And you can see that Clapperclaw has been hiding behind a tree while this whole combat was going down.
Yes, yes. I'll wait for him to join us.
You follow Winterbow the Centaur through the trees for about another 30 or 45 minutes until the tree line ahead of you suddenly opens up into possibly one of the most serene sights that you have ever seen. It is a small lake, uh, probably about, well, it's hard to say how far across the lake is, but in the center, just barely visible, a rocky, a small rocky island covered in a small copse, I think it is, of pine trees. Not the oaks that you've been walking through, but a small copse of pine trees uh, on the small peak of this little island. A soft mist sort of floats over the surface of the lake, not thick, not like not the nearly opaque mist that surrounds all of Prismere that you have flown the balloon through or walked through when you arrived, but just a clear lake mist. And you are still some distance away from the lake's edge when just outside the tree line in the sort of clearing, Winterbow finally just stops and and turns to regard you all. This is the Wayward Pool. We will be safe here, although we cannot approach any closer for now. Um, the the guardian of this place has recently suffered a loss and has forbade visitors from coming any closer. But the Redcaps here, the Redcaps and Nightshade's other servants, they will not come. They will not come out of the tree line. We will be safe here.
What sort of, pardon, what sort of loss might that be?
Um, well, her mate, uh, a creature named Eladon, a unicorn like Lamorna. He was well, he was lost. We don't really know if he was slain or captured or what has happened, but in her grief, Lamorna has sealed the lake away.
I look abruptly at Court at the mention of a unicorn.
Oh, ooh, fuck, ah. You tell more, tell.
I don't. What is there to tell?
Well, our friend here was offered Providence, was told to seek the alicorn to to wake the queen, right? That is what was said to you.
Uh, 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 he's like he's like scrunching his eyes up.
Well,
Hang
that
on,
is
give
at
me a
very
second.
least what you told me. I don't forget things that easily.
I do, 1 second. I'm trying to find the exact wording in my notes. Please, oh my god, let me find this. I'm sure that is it. I just find the alicorn, free the dormant queen. There we go. Those are the exact words. Yes.
Um, uh, I I sup- I mean, there is much magic in a unicorn's horn, but I'm afraid I am just an old centaur. If you wanted to speak to Lamorna, you would have to find some way to get to her island. And he gestures towards the rocky islet, probably at least 200 feet into the lake. So a significant distance from all of you. Fortunately, the 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 borders of this lake are still closed. Um, I
Uh,
wish.
The the border?
If you were to try to walk to the lake surface, you would find yourself turned around, perhaps suddenly walking back out of the forest's edge, or you, you
it
cannot
wouldn't.
reach the shores.
It would not cause harm to anything to try to approach. Just confusion.
Mm,
Correct.
but we could lose a lot of progress and get lost, right?
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm going to reach into my coat and produce my bat and send him flying towards the lake and towards the island and see what happens.
I forget your bat's name.
Oh, I don't know that I
Johnny, I
gave.
think.
Oh
Right?
yes, so he was named communally. That's correct. I was like, I don't think I've given him a name.
Your bat takes off into the sky and um, begins to fly towards the island at the center of the lake. Which, again, you're not on the shore. You're about 1,000 or so feet from the shoreline,
Mhm.
um, and he flies for about 5, 10 feet, and then just immediately veers straight up, turns around, and comes back at you. And
Mm,
from the connection you share, he's completely unaware that this is a thing that just happened.
Let me try it again. That's fun.
mm,
As I said, there there is some magic that keeps people away. My herd used to nest on the not we used to rest on the shores here, and um, when Skabatha came and settled here, my herd left, but we were separated. I was unable to keep up with them, uh, running from the red caps. So
dear.
I thought I would make my way back here, where it was at least safe from them. What, if you don't
Can we go
mind my
closer?
asking, you may you can certainly try.
How far out are we?
You're about 1,000 feet from the actual edge of the water.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I used my Misty Step. I was gonna try to teleport in there. It probably would have worked, but it would have been fun. No, never mind. I'm good. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine. Uh, if you have you been to Loom Lurch before, ever?
Mm-mm.
Well, it is a dangerous place. The Red Caps and her tin soldiers patrol the grounds. I know you
Insult.
said you were one for one, but I don't. I mean, this is a very dangerous thing you are setting your course on.
Got any advice?
Um, I'm not a fighter, as you saw, so no. Um, don't don't make Skabatha angry. I guess.
Good advice.
Probably not advice we're gonna follow, but thank you. I mean, is there anything else like maybe we have like a you know Rocky training montage kind of thing? Are there any other quests or anything, things going on around town? Very
Mm.
big staircases to run up and down.
What of the boy Will?
He smiles very broadly when you mention Will. That little rascal has been a thorn in Skabatha's side for some time now. They he and his crew of troublemakers have been doing their best to free the children from Skabatha's clutches. I don't know how he does it. Her minions, her servants are very dangerous. Many have tried and many have been lost, and yet somehow Will has stayed safe. The magic of Prismeer does protect children, but even with that, it is amazing. If you wanted something large to climb, uh, they do make their home in a very large tree.
What
It's not
Will
quite
does?
stairs, but
Will?
mhm.
You know where he lives?
Yes and no. I mean, the tree moves, so I can't tell you exactly where it is, but I could point you to their favorite spot by the river. Yeah.
Splendid.
Yeah. This kid has a permanent residence, and she hasn't got him yet?
Well, they stay on the move, and as I said, the magic of Prismeer protects children uh, somewhat, so it is nonetheless amazing, yes.
See, I see. Sucks for her. Good on him. Yeah, no, sounds great. Great. Yeah.
Well, um, eh, with the lake at your back, if you should come upon the river in an hour's or so walking, or possibly faster if you walk at the lake itself and let its magic send you back. But I don't recommend that. You could end up anywhere. Um, just, just, just a joke there.
I
Okay,
love jokes.
I'll draw you a map. I'll just draw a map. Never mind.
You, I liked the joke.
Felt a little patronizing.
I that's how I laugh.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. What? So wait, if you are all not from Prismeer, where were you from?
Material plane.
Yes, most of us. Flame, and if that means anything.
No, I'm afraid not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Any familiarity with the Witchlight Carnival?
I believe the lord of this place um is a fan of the carnival. Yes.
Yeah, I'm only the best storyteller they've got.
It's true.
But boasting aside, that's where we all met and how we all got here.
Storyteller, a sage and one so young. You are truly amazing.
I'll try not to let it go to my ears.
We all know it already has, and it will keep doing so.
You all are able to get in a long rest.
Yahoo!
I think it's been a significant amount of time since, yeah, because you haven't long rested in thither before.
Hmm.
Yeah, we've done a few hours of walking.
In the air quotes morning, uh, Winterbow, true to his word, has sketched out a little map showing you essentially traveling north along the river to a particular bend. Looking at the map, Clapperclaw does mention that. I mean, that'll take us past Loom Lurch. It's up to we can It's up to you. We can go past it.
I mean, if this will has been able to get in and out, or at least help others out of Skabatha's clutches, then perhaps he would be a valuable ally, might have some insight.
Mhm, mhm. Mhm, mhm. That was his nose. He honked his nose.
I thought he was just pitch shifting himself up.
No, that was just me, Ollie, doing that.
Well, thank you once again for saving my life. I hope you find the answers you seek, and for all our sakes, I wish you luck in your journey, in your mission here, rather, or um, with
And the same to you.
dealings with Skabatha.
Or just big exaggerated.
You cut off at the end. Exaggerated.
Bow. I gotta turn my sensitivity down.
Banner, you've been quiet. Is everything all right?
Yes, everything is fine. I just enjoying the peaceful view.
Very well. Then, do you feel well enough that we should see Will before attempting to reach Loomlurch?
Yes, I think it is a sound strategy, as you have said. He is able to get in and out. Perhaps he has some insight he can share with us. And we should keep an eye out. Maybe we will get lucky and see some sign of this Eledon along the way. Have something to report back to Winterbriar here.
Smart.
The calm serenity of the glade begins to fall away behind you as you head back into the tree line. Um, anyone with a passive perception of 15 or more. I don't have your sheets open, so I can't tell you who that is, but I know that it's at least Arlen.
Yeah.
As you cross back into the tree line, you cannot help but feel like all of a sudden you are being watched. Literally, the moment you cross back into the tree line,
Ooh.
out of the clearing, there is just a feeling of eyes on you.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's not from anyone or anywhere in specific, just present. And the other thing for you, Arlen, is that while you were in the glade, the constant tick, 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 tick that you have been hearing since you were here, that actually stopped while you were in the glade. It fell away entirely.
Oh. I was gonna say that the vibes were suddenly very off, but actually I think the vibes have just always been off, and we were just like not feeling it while we were in there, and now we're back out here, we're feeling it again.
Ooh. Court keeps looking around.
Just safe to say that we are under surveillance. The birds have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't see how that could be responsible for the strange vibes. It would be much more off-putting if the birds did not have eyes.
Yeah, I guess I could have said like the leaves have ears or something.
That is disturbing. Thank you.
Yeah, that's how it feels. That's more akin.
You walk north along the north as you understand it, Hemlock, along the route that fucking keen
I've
mind in a
ruined this
world
game.
with mind in a demi-plane. It doesn't even make sense. Um, you walk along a rough route that has been sketched out for you by Winterbow the Centaur, and after probably 20 or 30 minutes, that feeling of being watched subsides. And
Yeah.
then another 15 or 20 minutes after that, the forest opens up again into what at first looks like a clearing. But as you get closer to the tree line, you can see that this, unlike the area around the Wayward Pool, this is not a natural clearing. The trees here have been felled, and there is an area probably 2 or 3 miles, so basically to the edge of your vision, that has just been cleared, and the stumps of trees serve as the only sort of real sign that this was ever part of the forest of Thither. In some places, they have clearly been, instead of just being cut down, the trees have been purposefully fired, and so the charred remains of trees, sort of the uh, an almost skeletal look of once tall and majestic oak trees are now little more than the blackened skeletons of branches. There are no leaves. Um, it is. It feels grotesque that a forest should be treated. That this forest especially should be treated like this.
Mm.
This stays with you. Basically not far to what would be to the west. Remains this sort of cleared, dead area of forest that stretches as you walk along, not far uh, from the path that has been designated for you by Winterbow.
Hmm. Clever, this cleared area here, this disturbance, abomination, clearly is this Loom Lurch?
Loon Lurch is it's far on the other side of it. This is just Scabatha harvesting materials or clearing space for more of her um, red cap
Mm.
garden.
And
Ugh.
it has the unfortunate side effect of making it more difficult to sneak up on her. I am more intrigued than ever to find this will and learn of his secrets of getting in and out undetected.
Mhm.
As difficult as it may be, going around seems like the obvious choice.
Agreed.
Is Will on this side or on the other side? From what we know, from what Mr. Mans told us.
He would be on the opposite side of the river. But again, his house moves, so who knows?
Let's just keep looking for it.
You continue along the river not far, and eventually the trees do begin to thicken again. The oak graveyard of charred trunks and felled trees falls away. What is that symbol? And slowly returns to forest, and not long after it does, um, you are you are finally sort of in the area, as it were, and um, two things immediately sort of tell you you've arrived. A Playing in the waters of the river, you see four children. There is a Got the art handout since I can remember this time. Um, if I can just remember. Um, as you are walking, the first thing that you hear is the sound of the of laughter, of splashing water and children playing, and um, a ways ahead of you, a ways ahead of you, you can actually see them through see them along the river, playing in the waters. And the other thing that stands out is an incredibly tall treant. Uh, you're familiar enough with treants at this point. You've seen several, including your friend Northwind. This one is enormous, and is leaning out. And God, why can I not find this frickin' handout? Okay, that's why, because it's under a completely different name. Thanks for that. There are four children
Ooh.
playing. There is
Oh.
a a, a dark-haired young human boy. There is a red-haired elven child. Uh, there is a young orc, and there is a dwarf, a dwarf boy, and they are all splashing and playing in the water. Um, Meanwhile, this enormously tall treant is sort of standing in the very shallows of the water, leaning out over the tree. I'm sorry, leaning out over the river. There are numerous swings and rope ladders and tire swings hanging from his branches, and watches them he watches them play and laughs sort of a very deep booming chuckle. Nestled in nestled in the upper branches of this treant is a ramshackle treehouse. numerous planks connect a variety of little buildings that rest on upturned branches, and it all sort of sways as he sort of turns around in the river. None of them have noticed you yet, but this is where you have been told they would be, and so it seems you have found Will, who matches the wanted posters that you have seen scattered all over thither.
Yahoo! Let's approach, gang.
How does one appear non-threatening to children? That's not supposed to sound like I don't know how to interact with children. I just don't want to scare these children, and you've all made it rather clear that I have a presence.
Court is already like barreling towards him, like he's cartwheeling.
Arlen is taking his jacket off, his suit jacket, and stripping down to his boxers to go jump in the river.
Hemlock, you know the other face that you have?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, perhaps not bring that out around the children, unless absolutely necessary.
I suppose that's fair enough.
I think that's probably the best way to not threaten children.
Shrugs
Oh!
and follows.
I had to mute because I knew you were. I was laughing. Anyway, sorry. You all exit the tree line. Arlen, you go tearing out, splashing through the water, I think you said. Or are you just getting ready to dive in?
I mean, I unless someone says maybe that's not a good idea, he's gonna go and cannonball.
Yeah, Court is not stopping him. Court is
Yeah.
cartwheeling, doing all sorts of tricks, going right on in, saying hello.
You all break the tree line. Arlen, you just go splashing into this water, cannonballing into this water, which although it is cold, it is not uncomfortably so. It is incredibly refreshing after the hours of walking that you have been putting in. And as you surface, you can see the children are all staring at you, and they look at you all for a minute and immediately begin to scamper up the rope ladders and the various the swing ropes and things like that into the tree. Who stands up and turns to face you, and he doesn't make any sort of he doesn't move. He doesn't make to run. He doesn't do anything. And you can see the children standing on the edge of a platform in his upper branches as they sort of stare down, and then a voice pipes up, "Stand down or face merry hell!"
We are friends. I start like juggling and doing tricks, being a cool little clown.
I just put my hands in the air calmly. like belt wand is belted and not hidden, and away from hands.
Yeah, I'm in my knickers. I'm not a threat. I promise. So I probably should have asked, but y'all were just. It was a lot of fun. Sorry.
Standing on my hands.
You can see them kind of look at each other with a little bit of confusion and look back to you, and they all just
Juggling
sort
with
of
my feet.
they they are entranced by your performance, and they just sort of look around, look at you, You're not with Nightshade, are you? Wait, you're a how
No.
old are you? And they are pointing at you, Arlen.
Well, 16.
They put their heads together and begin whispering. After a moment, the dark-haired boy turns back. Did you escape Nightshade?
About 9/10 of me.
We're newcomers. We're here to help. Woo! Jumps to like standing on one hand.
Okay, maybe we should talk. And they drop down a rope ladder, and the tree it sort of leans over so that it is actually so that you can actually reach this you can actually reach the end of the ladder.
Okay, yeah, hold on. Give me just a minute to go collect all my clothes. They're kind of scattered.
Hemlock's like already picked them up and is like folded them.
Oh, gee, thanks, man. Miles, did you dump them out again?
We ascend.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
Provided Banner and I, who have said less, are up allowed.
You are all allowed up into the main platform of this treehouse. Just shift you over to a very adorable map. Oh, get out of there, Tester.
Oh,
Oh my god.
all these tokens are so cute. I knew it.
The floor of the treehouse is covered with blankets and cushions and piles of straw. Hanging from the 6-foot high ceiling by a rope is a basket holding apples and berries, sugarcane, and a few crumpled up sheets of parchment. In one corner, lying on a cushion, is a rusty oil can that looks decidedly out of place. And the last thing, other than the children, that stands out, heaped in a corner, is what is clearly like a crude unicorn costume that has been stitched together from all sorts of blankets covered in polka dots, with the head of like a hobby horse in place, and attached to it is a very shiny horn.
Does the
All
horn
sorts
look
of
real?
bright colors. Uh, have you seen a unicorn horn?
I just want to say, like, does the horn look like out of place compared to the rest of the
Compared to
structure
the
of it?
rest of the costume, yes. This
Oh.
unicorn horn is iridescent colors, with like an amazing spiral to it that is a craftsmanship well superior to any other part of this costume.
Such that, like, we might not be able to look at it and be like, yeah, I've seen a unicorn horn and this is one of them. But we can look at it and be like, well, this definitely wasn't bought at, like,
Yeah,
Hobby
we didn't
Lobby.
make this.
Yeah, exactly. I was
Not
Yeah,
quite paper
yeah.
mache.
Seated in various places around this main room are the 4 children that you saw. The dark-haired boy that matches the posters of Will is seated on a high-backed chair, sort of not really it's kind of throne style, but it's not on a dais or anything like that. Um, the the dwarven boy and the half orc. No, I had it right the first time. The orc girl, neither of whom could be more
Gotta
than
take your
8
robe
or
off.
9 years old, are
We're going to take your pants
seated
off too.
very, very much.
Sir?
Sorry.
Are, it's okay.
It's pajama time.
Yeah.
Pajama time!
The dwarven boy, who is just while he has no beard, he clearly has whiskers starting to come in on his chin and his cheeks. He and the orc girl, who has a very, that sort of forced serious face that people make, where like they're trying to look very impressive and official, but it's all a ruse. They are seated at what looks like some sort of like the table you'd see in like a courtroom, and then up a ladder, sort of staring down at you, is an elven child, with sort of the ruddier complexion of a wood elf with red hair, and seated on the throne, sort of seated sideways, one leg up over one of the arms, eating an apple, is the child Will, who, as you finally climb up into the treehouse, takes a bite of his apple, crunches a few times. So, what uh what's up? And that's where we're going to take a break. We will be back
I'm
in
obsessed
15
with these
minutes.
guys. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to hang out here forever.
Yeah.
Excellent. Banner. Excellent. Excellent. Court.
Eh,
And Hemlock.
All the way down at H. Hi.
Excellent. 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 Squared. All right. You have climbed up the ropes that are attached to this massive treant and climbed your way into the network of tree houses and walkways and rope bridges and hammocks that make up the lair of Will and his band of merry children who sit in seemingly mock court, looking at all of you as you climb up and stand in the main building of their treehouse. Will one leg up over the arm of this air quotes throne as he is eating an apple, looks at you. What's going on?
We're here for your help.
Who are you all?
This place is so freaking cool.
I know, right? Serious face, serious face. I'm Will. This is Bobby. This is Zenor. And up there is Sloan.
Howdy, howdy.
Who are you?
We hail from the Witchlight Carnival. I'm Court.
I'm Arlen.
Wicked Cannonball.
Thanks.
Hello, I am Banel. I'll tip my face.
Their eyes go a little wide when you speak. I didn't know the tin soldiers could speak. Wait, hold on. Do you think this is one? I mean, he's a lot bigger than any of them. Will
What's a
sort of
tin soldier?
looks over. What's that?
That was Court saying, "What's a tin soldier?"
Will sort of casts a look over at Bobby and Zenner, who stop whispering and straighten up. Tin soldiers are servants of Nightshade, and you? I didn't catch your name.
Hemlock Thirstborn.
What,
His tail kind of winds around his ankles.
what you doing here?
We're here to, topple the Hourglass Coven, return peace, make everything right again.
Find my foot.
Find
Find
my
his
friend.
foot.
Your friend is his foot? That's a little weird.
Two separate thoughts.
Oh, right. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd ever met my foot,
You'd probably know.
That it's very friendly.
yeah. See that? Yeah.
Court starts
Anywho,
juggling again.
what? We were told you might be able to help us. Also, is that a real freaking unicorn horn?
They look over at the at the makeshift costume. Will sort of shrugs. I stole it from Nightshade.
Nice.
Incredible.
Zenner, the orc girl, sort of pipes up. We figured we figured we'd use it to go see Lamorna. And Will just rolls his eyes. That goody goody does nothing. She sits in her like she's not gonna help.
Who?
Lamorna, the unicorn of the pool.
That
Oh.
is that how you can is that how you can access the magic? Do you think? I'd love to do that for you. If you're not interested, I would love to do that. I'm very interested in doing that. He's still juggling.
Bobby the dwarf is just eyes glued to your juggling, like trying very hard to make it look like he's not paying attention, but he's doing the thing where he like his head is going in a circle as you're juggling, and he's trying to keep up with the moving objects. And Zenner looks over and just, well, I mean, duh, like it's a unicorn's pool. If we look like a unicorn,
Oh, that is
Told you we don't need these guys.
That is
You're
smart thinking.
adults. We don't need them. Well, I mean, I guess not that you're cool, but the rest
Well,
of
that's the thing. We need you. We need you all. As we've heard tell, well, we need you. Like I said, we're going into. Shoom. He does a high toss with one of the balls and like juggles the other two while it goes really high up. Go
Yeah,
on in
we
and what's her name? We're taking her down.
we know better than to just get here and then like beeline straight for Nightshade and have it all out. We've gotta find allies and make treaties and all that stuff. Uh, and yeah, so we wanted to come and uh you know
Or just get help from
treaties or
the experts. You know, don't get
yeah,
ahead of
the
yourself, little
locals.
cheese.
Right. You've done an incredible job of helping others and not going unnoticed, but going unaccosted. And we've had success with killing one of Nightshade's own sisters already. If we were to get your assistance to find our way in to her lair, then we would, with your help, likely even be able to end her as well. And for that matter, I believe as Lamorna has been able to fend off the Redcaps and you mentioned the tin soldiers, her footmen, um, her power might also prove useful to you and to us if we were to convince her to take us as audience.
all right. You're new here. Let me. Nightshade doesn't take audience, really. I mean, guess you could try, but
Oh,
like, Lem-
apologies. I meant Lamorna. No, if we were to kill Nightshade, we or see Nightshade. Our explicit intention would be to kill her.
whoa, that's okay. All right, that's okay. That's good. I mean, okay. Look, I got a plan. Uh, move over, and he dives behind the couch and pulls up a roll of parchment. I'm literally getting to that right now. And
Okay, sorry.
as he does, a dark six-legged kitten, roughly the size of like uh, a basketball, I guess, comes darting out from under the couch, chasing after the edge of the park. Muted myself by accident. Um, and he will sort of s- snatches it out of this kitten's claws and come on, just give me. I gotta. And he throws the parchment out onto the table, and it unrolls with a flourish, and he pins it down with sort of the half-eaten remains of his apple, which immediately starts to soak into the parchment. Zener slams an elbow down to hold out the other side. He says, "Okay, so here's the thing.
Do I recognize Star?
Uh, it is unmistakable that this is a displacer beast kit. Uh,
But
those of
sorry.
I was just gonna say, those of you who saw her, which actually I think is everybody. So, yes, this is definitely a. If it's not Star, it is startlingly a lookalike.
Court
It has
dropped.
been some time, however, so you would, I mean, this is to the day, the kitten you have seen, if that makes sense. You would have expected 8 years of age, and that has clearly not happened.
Yeah, I absolutely. Court drops the. He doesn't catch a single one. All like, I don't know, like 4 of his juggling balls just fall to the ground as he calls out her name, like so startled.
Um, you do, and this kitten does immediately turn to face you. The sort of white blaze in the middle of its head, um, readily apparent. It stares at you for a few moments and then goes back to trying to assault Will's legs, like pouncing in and um, with the sheet of parchment gone, just
Star, Star, you're okay. Durlicron's worried sick. Oh my, you, you're tiny. Oh my God, Star.
I have a handout. Wait, I have a handout. Oh no, it's not getting the full picture. It's just a getaway gang shot. Okay, hold on. I have to drop it in Discord.
All right.
Oh,
So cute.
Hell
terrifying.
yeah.
Um, seeing you call to this little kitten, Will looks over at you and picks her up very defensively, or picks him up, excuse me, uh, kind of holds him defensively, and Will looks at you all and just, I, I, s- sh- I s- s- I saved Star from Nightshade. Who are you? To who is she to you?
Uh,
Well, like I
well,
said, Durligron, that's Star's pop pop, you know?
yeah.
Been missing been missing Star for 8 years over at the on the material plane.
Cord and I work for a carnival, the Witchlight Carnival, and it travels through all the realms and stuff. And 8 years ago, uh, the carnival has Star's dad. He like is very nice, and he watches all of the lost stuff and the kiddos and stuff. And I kind of help him. I work with him a lot. And like, yeah, 8 years ago, this this kitten went missing. They haven't aged a day, but it's definitely the same one.
Durligron hasn't been the same since.
Make one of you make a persuasion check with advantage for assistance from the other.
Go ahead.
I guess it
Okay.
didn't cast guidance, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Still 27. He looks very sadly down at Star, and just guess you probably want to go back. Okay, but
Not not right now or anything, but and like
No, if we're going to go see Nightshade, no, we don't want Star with us just yet.
okay, but you'll you'll still help me. I don't know about taking on Nightshade. We've been
oh that yeah, no,
I mean,
we can do that part. We just need help, getting in.
okay, but I still want to get the other kids out of there. We
Oh,
Of
yeah, no,
course.
definitely. Oh
Yes.
my God.
okay, because I gotta. He just is like absent-mindedly petting Star's head, and gestures with an elbow at the table, and a little dejectedly is just like, I got a plan. It's it's pretty straightforward. Um, and he points to a charcoal drawing of that is labeled Loom Lurch. Uh, it is a very crude drawing of a series of buildings, and a few marks for the surrounding gardens. It says, okay, so Bobby and Sloan and Zenner and we were gonna bring Star, but I mean I can't leave Star alone. That's just and we were gonna come just west, just here from the west. Uh, there's a bunch of scarecrows. They scream. They let her. They let her. They're an alarm. And then I'm gonna sneak around to the kitchens on this side. And then, hey, you guys can go into the market. And if you might be able to. She wouldn't meet with me, but Nightshade might be able to meet with you. And then while you're there keeping her distracted, they'll scare they'll alert the scarecrows, and then that'll bring the tin soldiers. And he's pointing like he's pointing on the map while he's saying all this. And then I can I'll climb into the mill here. That's where they keep all the fabric and stuff to make the dolls, and it's right next to the kids. And then we'll all run back, and Little Oak will scoop us up, and we'll. This is Little Oak, by the way. Make sure to say hi when you climb down. Um, he takes care of us, and then we'll all just yeah, we'll get the kids away, and then we'll we'll um we'll make our escape in Little Oak.
I
It,
mean, that
I
sounds
had
like
a
a pretty solid plan to me.
I had a better speech prepared, but
Oh, you
like,
did
and
great,
he
man.
pet Star's head a few more times.
So you would like us to act as a diversion and keep her preoccupied while you rescue the children? Yes.
Well, I mean, technically, you're the distraction. Uh, uh, um, you. This is Bobby the dwarf. You're the distraction. Me and Zenner and Sloan, we're the diversion because we're gonna divert the guards. You're gonna
Uh,
distract the hack.
Fair
By
enough.
beating her up.
The thought of fighting this hag seems to legitimately terrify uh Sloan and Bobby and Zenner. Will just sort of shrugs.
I
If you
I I mean, yeah, we'll take care of that, but like, yeah, you guys are really y like, legitimately, you guys are really smart and brave kids. I hope you know that.
they sort of straighten up and beam in that way of children who have been told that they are, you know, you've done a good thing. You're I can't think of the word. Doesn't matter. They all look very proud of themselves as they sort of sit up a little straighter. Okay, but uh, I still think that we should go see Lamorna first, because I don't know, she might be able to help. Sloan, she's not. I'm telling you, she's not gonna do anything.
But it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, even if she doesn't do anything, then we're back where we are. But what if she does do something? It's worth a try. This is a big endeavor. We got to make sure all our ducks are in the uh, hatchery or whatever.
Fine. Yeah, I mean, you can take the costume.
We
I-
might be well enough off with just the horn, actually. If
Uh,
that's
one, I will definitely be taking the costume if that's okay. The whole thing. This is excellent workmanship.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fitted. I think I'll be able to fit it pretty well.
my concern is that if this was a trophy of nightshades, then we should offer it to Lamorna. This was a trophy. It very well might be the last thing that remains of her partner.
Oh yeah, it would be kind of terrible. Okay, yeah, I see your point.
Yes.
It is very clever and very well crafted, though.
I
We will
am
find another
honestly
use
delighted.
for it. I'm sure another use for it will avail itself at some point.
Okay, well, we'll be here. I get. Well, I mean, we've stayed here as long as we can. We're gonna move downriver, so we'll actually, um, we can take you about halfway there, and then we're gonna move east away from the river, away from Loom Lurch. We gotta keep on the move. We gotta keep on the move. Stay away from the tin soldiers. Little Oak can handle the red caps well enough. They can't. I mean, what are they gonna do? Plus, he doesn't have. Anyway, they're not interested in him. So, uh, yeah, we hold on. Let me go tell Little Oak. And Will climbs down about halfway down the rope, and you can sort of see him swinging back and forth to get momentum, swinging the like the far high side on one side brings him within about 10ish feet of the giant knot in Little Oak that serves as a nose. And so you just sort of hear him swinging back and forth. Hey, Little Oak, we get about halfway down to the pool. With uh, a creaking of wood that sounds like an entire forest swaying, the treehouse on which you stand begins to move. And Will sort of Will sort of shimmies his way back up the rope. He's got just the biggest grin on his face. Um, and he reseats himself and sort of gestures to the cushions on the ground and the beat up old couch with a couple holes in it and the stuffing sticking out, and gestures towards the basket. Apple, make yourself comfortable. It's gonna be a little bit.
Sit down on the edge of something.
The children immediately sort of set about rapid fire, asking all kinds of just questions. Where are you from? What did you do? Do you have any family? How did you beat the first hag? How long have you been in Prismere? What's the carnival like? And just they're not really even paying attention to the answers so much as just sort of reveling in the fact that there are new people to speak to. The footsteps of this enormous treant sort of echo all around you, as Little Oak the treant makes his way uh, down the river's edge, um, traveling for probably a traveling for what seems however long it took you guys to get here, even though he's larger and should be moving faster, it still feels like it takes twice as much time to get back uh, to the halfway point to the Wayward Pool, and eventually, Little Oak does come to a stop uh, in the middle of the river, and once again, sort of leans his massive trunk over so that the ropes that are attached uh, that come down directly in front of his face are just are dangling just above the shore. And Will looks at you all and gestures vaguely towards the costume, shrugs. Well, I guess take however much or little you want. I mean, I don't think she's gonna help, but good luck. And Zener the orc looks over at you in confusion. It's like I still think you need to be a unicorn to get into the unicorn lake, but you're the adults, I guess.
We'll come right back if we need to. Court's gonna go very carefully take the horn from the costume.
It
So, sorry.
it No, no. It slides out of the wooden hobby horse head that makes up the head of the unicorn, and with it in your hands, it is warm to the touch, like noticeably warm, and the bottom edge has clearly been sawed off of something. It's not like jagged and broken. Um,
Oh,
this feels like a real horn. It is, it's not clay, it's not ceramic, it's not metal or wood or anything like that.
well, looks like I didn't damage any of the excellent handiwork here, so we're good to go. And we'll be back.
Be
Thank you
safe. Well,
all. You're you are heroes.
Mm-hmm.
the three younger children all beam and smile very broadly. Will just sort of scoffs and climbs up into one of the higher rooms.
We appreciate it. And Court's going to holding this horn tight. He's going to go acrobat his way down those tree branches.
I assume the rest of you are taking the rope.
Saying hi to Little Oak as we go.
Yes, yes, saying thank you to the little oak.
Uh, you make your way in your varied methods down. Little Oak sort of crosses his eyes as you dangle in front of his face to get a look at you, and sort of he smiles a very very broad smile with uh, sort of knot teeth, uh, wooden cracks in the bark that make a little mouth, and just bids you all to be safe. Uh, he swings around to point with one branch that moves one of the rooms, and a rope bridge stretches fairly precariously. We'll be that way. And with loud thudding footsteps, he begins to march somewhat faster than it felt like he was walking before, off away from away from where you are in the river. Sorry.
Back the way we've come so we can get to the pond.
You,
It is a little you're a little off exactly of where you came before, but the forest is still easily navigated enough uh, to return to where you stayed previously the at the Wayward Pool. The the trees are once again thick and full of the sounds of life, um, and your progress is fairly quiet, until an odd clearing. This one not at all circular or anything. There are no toadstools. Instead, there is what appears to be a monstrously huge footprint, just having like the trees here have been pushed aside. Their upper branches have been broken, and many of the leaves have been scattered all over the ground. The dirt here is compressed into a series of large clawed footprints. Uh, each one is easily 3 feet from heel to toe. Um, and there are a number of them going in a line along the way that you all are walking, weirdly enough.
Oh dear.
Uh,
uh-oh.
there doesn't seem to be anything around. The sounds around you don't change. The animals have not quieted at all. And you walk parallel to these footprints for easily a mile before the last of the last few prints are uh, considerably deeper than the rest. And there is something else in the print that that wasn't there in many of the other prints. Like an extra shape has been pressed into the ground.
Is it possible to look at that and try to figure out what that means?
Sure,
I have
make
no
either
idea.
nature or survival check.
Fuck.
Um, Court and Banner, you would surmise that whatever was making these tracks was the reason they are deeper at the end. It put extra pressure into its feet to sort of jump or lift off, but it had something in one of its claws for the last uh for the last few steps. Like it grabbed something and was trying to take off. Court, having seen the thing in the air, This might be that creature that you saw.
Ooh. That's not good. Any inkling of what it might have took?
17. Yeah, there's definitely what looks like maybe a handprint.
Oh, God. That's not
Like
good.
in the middle of the foot, somebody may have put their arms in front of them or their hands out trying to, you know, not get crushed or shoved all the way into the dirt.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
they likely did not succeed.
Oh, not
It is
good.
unfortunate, God.
Yeah. Ooh, let's keep moving, I guess.
The footsteps disappear behind you, along with the implication of the marks therein. And it is not much longer before you reach the shores. Uh, Not the shore. Before you reach the edge of the forest, and ahead of you is the clearing in which the Wayward Pool is settled. Uh, Wherever he was, Nightbow is no Winterbow. I gotta look up this centaur. Nope, had it right. Winterbow is currently nowhere to be found.
Just a coincidence, everybody. Relax.
Oh, God. Don't. Whoa, no, don't say that. Fuck. Oh, my God. Fuck. Literally did not occur to me, Adam.
It is unlikely. It's just my brain immediately was like, well, who's the one person we've met that isn't accounted for right now?
Oh, God. No.
Well, you did see the thing fly off with something in its claws before you met Winterbow. So you know that at least that time it was not Winterbow.
Mhm.
Okay. All
Um,
right. Should we give this a try?
what exactly are you giving a try?
Uh, Trying to approach the edge.
You're muted.
It might be better if before we do that, um, if I had a moment to look at it, we could use one of the scrolls and identify it quickly. Um,
Why?
Perhaps
As the unicorn
because,
horn.
well, because there's a chance that even with the horn, we might not be able to pass through, and if we don't pass through, then you holding it will be elsewhere.
And
Yeah.
if it is the horn from her friend Eredon, then we run the risk of her, at least initially, being very angry with us.
We should
Mm.
do what we can to mitigate disaster before, but I I do tend to agree, Court. I think the course of action will be to probably all make sure we're in contact with one another and then approach with it. But first, we should possibly see if it has any properties.
Mm. Yeah, you're right. Does anyone have a boat by any chance?
I've got this leaf.
Can actually fit on the leaf? All of us?
Do, 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 do.
I've handed over
The
the
lily
horn of
pad can
hiding.
transport up to 300 pounds.
Oh,
It can carry up to twice this weight, but moves at half speed if it carries more than normal capacity.
oh my god.
It's like a carpet of flying that looks like a lily pad. Honestly, I love this item. It's so good.
It's adorable. I'll use a scroll to identify.
Okay. I have to look this up one more time. It is there is clearly a magic to this item. I gotta remember what exactly, because I always confuse the results of identify and like legend lore.
This one just gives me its properties. I can
The-
just populate the spell. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm being useless out here. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Um, the horn itself. Oh God. Give me a minute. I'm sorry. Give me a minute.
Oh no.
Take your
This
time,
is
King.
Is it the last sentence? I swear to God, if it's the last sentence, I'm gonna scream.
no.
I didn't even realize that property of identify. That last sentence.
Yeah, but it's pretty specific because it says any spells, which like most like curse effects or like charm effects or whatever, like innate abilities that would require that could be used with like dispel magic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yikes.
If it's a magic item, it has no innate. No, that's okay. You know what? I'm just gonna give this. It's gonna possibly make no sense, but oh boy. Guitar pink work. It was not created by a spell at all, and it is not. There is no magic on it. It has no innate properties of its own. However, there is a sense that this can be used. A unicorn's horn is a powerful magical focus. It can be used. This one in particular can be used to break a particular spell that is it
Drown it
is
awake?
magic unlike anything with which you are familiar. This is some sort of incredibly uh esoteric bit of, I guess, like hag craft is a good way to put it.
Don't like those words together.
Yeah. We got us a hag weird on our hands.
Y- yes. There is a sense that something that was done, a spell was put in place, not on this horn, but on something else. This can break that spell. Or let me rephrase that. This is required. This horn is required to break that spell.
Gotcha.
It doesn't do it on its own, but you need this as a focus to do it. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, yeah. There we go.
So, do we think this is for breaking the turn away spell that's around the lake, or not?
I I would say no, as this does not seem to have the same sort of celestial bearing that a unicorn would likely be imbued with. Um, and the barrier was made by Lamorna. We don't want the barrier to fall. It would leave her vulnerable, but to have it parted, that would be our opportunity to speak with her. However, perhaps there is something about this horn within Skabatha's home. Um, Much like when we were within Pavlorna's hut, there were many artifacts and treasures, trophies, and such um, that belonged to others. This horn itself might be a key to finding or undoing one of her many curses that she's put on this land.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a major possibility. I only wonder if maybe the nobody's allowed to come in here spell was put on by Skabatha to like force like solitude on this other unicorn. And I don't want to break it if it's a good thing for her, but what if it's not?
Agreed. But I believe Winterbow said that she had made this place safe, and that is why the um, Redcaps did not bother her.
Ah, okay.
Um, I, Perhaps there's some way that we can let Lamorna know that we have this.
I mean, I don't know her that well, or I'd try to send her a message.
Let's just try it. You know?
You have that
Yeah.
pearl, if it should go wrong.
Hmm?
He. You have the pearl of power in case this spell doesn't just fails.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that I know her well enough to even try to cast the spell. Like, all I have is a name and that she's a unicorn. Like, I don't feel like that's enough. I think we just we just try to go, and if one of us makes it through, that one person makes it through. If we all make it through, wonderful. If none of us make it through, that is what it is. If
Do we
one
I
want to try
person
think
gets
holding
through,
hands?
I think this is what I think. This is Court's plan.
all right.
Court's plan is that y'all load up on the lily pad. Court flies just in front of everyone, holding the horn, and we try.
Oh my god. I feel like that is definitely the way to lose you and the horn.
But if you make it through with the horn, then you just go talk to her and be like, "Hey, so my friends are out there. Can they come in too?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but we might be
also
spat out somewhere else.
We'll be able to find them.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
How about this? If Court flies in with the horn, right, and while that's going on, Hemlock, you have your bat high in the air to keep an eye on potentially where Court wanders off to if it doesn't work, so that we can get back to them. Right? And then if it works, Court can just say, "Hey, my friends are outside. Can they come in?" If it doesn't work, at least we've got eyes on where Court disappeared to.
That might do. Let me check my bat's senses because my bat does not have. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. My bat does not have very good senses. I mean, it might be. I mean, I don't know if it'd be. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that might be a better choice than us all trying to get on the lily pad and court, like essentially us as two vessels moving in at different times, because that could, the three of us could either be completely split up from each other, or split up still away from court and God knows where. Because even though we saw like the bat bounce back, we heard that it can just kind of somewhere else.
Right. And I mean, on top of it, and I'm not making any claims about who weighs what, right? But I know without any of my gear, I am 302 pounds.
Okay, so that'll put the lily pad at half speed.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we just go very slowly. We just inch forward.
Yeah, I
10
mean,
feet at a time.
I'm only 40 pounds. I don't imagine Hemlock's that heavy, but I mean, I think it is a good idea to have someone whose bearings are kept just in case. But that means splitting up.
I think if I think we stand as solid a chance of actually all getting through if just what we try is holding hands. I know it's like stupid, but like that feels like a better choice than us just hoping for the best and wandering it essentially one at a time.
Well, I just getting over the water is just my concern.
Yeah, I thought the plan was for us to all be on the lily pad except for
Uh-huh.
Court, who's flying, but we're all still all four holding hands.
Right. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
that sounds
okay.
great.
Yes,
I
I'm
wasn't
fine with
planning on being far
Well,
ahead, just like alleviating some weight and room
I
on
mean,
the lily pad.
I mean,
yeah, we can
certainly
even tie each other together. You know, we've got rope. Well, does someone have rope?
I have rope.
right. And we
There's
can
no way
certainly
in
all
hell I have rope. Sorry.
we can certainly all get on the lily pad, but just a reminder, I think, Ted, correct me if I'm wrong, this effect extends, like, we can't even get to the shore. We can't get close to the water. The effect kicks in well before that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh
it
yeah,
is
well in that case, like
well,
we'll just
but it sorry, it is a rug of flying, so like we can still be on it before we go. We just like set it up to go before we hit the
Yep.
barrier and
Mhm.
just skip across the water. Like theoretically, if this works, like we're just
Mhm.
hovering, hit the water, and then float.
Uh-huh. And it just kind of, and hopefully if we're all holding hands, it parts like the barrier and we all pass through it. Hopefully.
if the
Hopefully.
barrier happens before we get to the water, then there's no need for the lily pad until after we are either turned away or through the barrier, and then we'll
Correct.
figure out how to get into the water. So let's
We
just
gotta turn.
walk and see what happens. Everybody hold hands.
So
My
true.
concern with the reason I bring that up as a concern is just because like spirit guardians is a field, right? And this might be a barrier, but we don't know if it's a barrier or if it's a field.
If
But
it's a
like
whole like solid
Then we
yeah,
just
all
never
the way
stop holding
through.
hands.
yeah. Yeah.
And if we get through the barrier and it works, we can
yeah.
come back and get the fucking lily pad.
Yeah.
No, the lily pad will be on my. I will carry it with me. Like, let's just walk. Everyone, just stop
Hold
talking and we
hands and
walk.
How are we walking?
Holding hands.
Who's in front? No, I'm kidding. Let's go.
It better fucking be you.
Yeah. Okay. Court, who's holding my hand? No, I was kidding. I'll hold a unicorn
All you
hand
need to know
in
how
one
much order
hand.
we're holding hands for personal reasons.
Wait, say it again. I didn't hear.
I said you need to know how we're holding hands for personal
Oh
reasons.
yes. No, I've got someone's hand in one hand and I'm leading the line, and I've got the unicorn horn in the other, holding it out in front of me, but
Okay.
not too far in front of me. I have little arms.
Hand in hand with the unicorn horn held out in front of you, uh, you you walk towards the shore of the Wayward Pool. Dis Distantly, you can see the island, the small rocky island in the middle of the lake, far ahead of you, and you reach the area where you all bedded down with Nightbow previously. Yeah, what's up? What's up?
I'm gonna kill you. Just hurry up.
Well, you reach that area, which you know was right at the edge of the barrier that should turn you away. There is a brief flare of swirling color from the end of the horn, just just for a moment, and you all are able to continue forward.
Yay! It's not spirit guardians devouring us after all.
Too late for it to like. I didn't think about it until you were describing us successfully making it through. But I was like, oh, you know what I should do is just be singing counter charm this whole time. But
Holy shit,
never
that would have
mind.
been smart. Make use of that feature.
Now, does it? I will make a roll if I need to. Let me know, Ted. Does it seem like it was just that moment we broke through the barrier, now we're on the other side? Or is it like an active thing that the unicorn horn is countering?
Um, it,
I can
it,
roll
it
if you want.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how to describe it. As basically as you all hit, as you each individually in order hit the line that previously Johnny the Bat had been forced away by, as each of you hits that sort of area, you can feel the magic sort of wash over you. A sort of oddly cold, almost like windy feeling sort of blowing through your mind, um, just for a moment, and then it's gone, and you are past that point.
Okay.
Um, the air on this side of the barrier is certainly cooler than the other side. There's a noticeable difference, and you can feel that there is still some sort of magical energy in this area, but it's not. You are past the point of being forced away. Whatever this is sort of different. Um,
Okay, let go of y'all sticky fingers. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
okay, well then, Court, you continue on. Everyone else, you are back on the material plane. um, you you continue on across the sort of open fields. They're not completely open. They are sparsely populated with various trees, and toadstools and all sorts of. But as you reach the shore, the plant life thins out, and you make your way to the shore of the lake. The water here sparkles crystal clear. You can see all sorts of bright spirit lights sort of dancing around underneath the waves, and every now and then like a turtle or some other aquatic life will swim by, and the mist that you saw before hangs low on the water, um, even cooler than the air that already surrounds the lake. You are you pile onto the floating lily pad and make your way a couple hundred feet into the lake and towards the island where you have been told that Lamorna the unicorn would wait for you, or would be found, rather.
Excellent work, everyone.
Oh, we I guess we're not holding hands anymore. Okay, okay, no, that's fine.
I hold Banner's hand.
That's very nice.
The rocky island that you reach is um it's not very large. It's roughly 30-ish feet wide by 40 long. The sort of rocky surface is broken here or there by a single tree that sort of, or by a handful of trees, that sort of cling precariously and have rooted uh, through the surface of the stone deep into pockets that must make their way down to the dirt of the lake floor, of the island floor, rather. And resting atop the highest point of this rock a is an iron bowl filled with coals. The the markings along the outside are in uh does anybody speak Celestial?
Don't think.
There are
Uh,
unfamiliar markings all along the outside of the bowl.
die.
Um,
We could take a long rest, and I could do a seance and learn comprehend languages right quick.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Oh, I could actually do it during a short rest. I don't know if it matters that much.
of a unicorn, there is no sign on this island.
Mm.
I would need. I gotta put you on this map because I think it's a pretty map. I don't actually need the map. I just thought it was pretty. I'll get you. I just gotta find your token. Oh, that's the wrong layer.
I think when I have the opportunity, I'll cast Detect Magic to see if there are like traces of the unicorn, I suppose, beyond the initial barrier. Ooh.
The air all around you is full of abjurative magic. The bowl itself shines with a conjuration magic, and the unicorn horn in Court's hand glows magic, leaning towards abjuration, but it more has the glow of a magical entity than anything
Mhm.
else.
I want to take a closer look at this bowl. You said it was an iron bowl.
Yep. It is an iron bowl full of coals that are unlit. Just charcoal.
You think I should make a little fire?
I was sort of thinking the same thing, but I was going to ask that same question.
I think we should probably light it on fire. It's probably going to do something. Did you say conjuration magic? I mean, we could identify the bowl right quick, but like, I think we should just light it.
Agreed.
Any objections?
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. I'll hold my candle up to it and use control flames to make the flames like jump over into the uh brazier.
You summon the magic that you normally use to do this particular trick, and you can actually feel resistance to your magic. It still works. The flame does jump, but it actually takes a little bit of effort. And you feel like if your candle were not a focus, that it would have gone out by now. It is purely its own ties to the weave of magic that have kept it lit this long. The coals, on the other hand, burst into a a flickering flame that roars unnaturally unnaturally high, sort of just underneath the branches of one of the trees, just barely touching the leaves in an instant. Um, Even though this was just the tiniest bit of flame from the candle, they stay that high, shifting from the normal, shifting first from the pink uh, fire of your own magic into the more orange and red of of a normal flame, and then switching all through the colors of the rainbow, from red to orange, all the way through to purple, and then back to your pink. And they sort of cycle for about a minute before the mists around this island part, and standing floating over the water is a shimmering white horse with a uni- with a horn, uh exactly the when way ah exactly the shape and identical to the one that you hold in your hands, Court. It stands floating above the surface of the water. She takes a few steps until she is in the shallows, uh just off the edge of the island, and just looks at you all.
I hold out the horn.
She looks down at it with a look that can only be described as grief, and tosses her head a little bit, and in a voice that rings with a clarity almost too too pure to be even of this place, just says, "Yes, that is the last of my Eladon." Why have you come here?
This place has been hurt by the Coven. We think we might be able to alleviate that pain. We could use some help.
To correct one thing, while her voice is clear, it is also clear to you all she is speaking to you telepathically.
Mhm.
Um, and does so in response and says, "Yes, yes, with Zybilna usurped by her sisters, this realm is no longer the safe place that it was. I see that you have done much for part of this realm. What is it you need from me?"
I'm the Alicorn phrase the dormant queen. Cora shrugs.
You said her sisters.
The hags of the coven. Zybilna may have been, well, almost arrogant at times, but she kept this realm safe and isolated, kept us protected from the darker creatures of the Fays, of the Feywilds. But when her sisters captured my mate Eladon, they did something. I don't know what they have done to her, but I do know that wherever she is and wherever Eladon is, his horn will be the secret to breaking it.
With your permission, then, perhaps we should hold it until we find that place and use it to make things right.
Please do. I would not have his severed horn decorating my home. I would know if he was dead, and he is not. But I do not know where he is, and I cannot risk being captured by the hags of the coven, so I have been unable to go look for him. If you can find him, if you can set him free, I I know that he will assist you in any way that he can in freeing Zybilna, in restoring Prismeer.
Children, the married children, some of them believe that you can help them, and some fear that you would not put yourself at risk.
With one unicorn's horn, the coven were able to overpower and seal away an archfey. I dread to think what they might do with the power of two. I will help however I can, but I cannot put all of this world and others like it at risk. There are other domains that connect to this one.
Might the other children come to you for safety once we have found them?
Of course. Although there is very little space on this island, I will do my best with the shores to keep them provided for. I can I can lower the barrier for a time to bring them through, but I cannot leave it down, or else Nightshade and her forces will be able to, well, they will come for me.
Of course.
Mm.
I look at everyone else and see if any of them have any other suggestions or thoughts.
Mm.
If Zabilna is being held somewhere, it is likely in her palace, the Palace of Heart's Desire. I I cannot guide you there, but I do know of one who can. Amador. Uh, he fancies himself a swordsman of a sort, but I don't sense him here in thither. He will know a way into the palace. Um, I must warn you that a Jabberwock has taken residence in the palace. It comes here to thither to hunt.
Mm.
It has tried to it has tried to breach my barrier on multiple occasions, but uh, the lake's magic keeps it away. We will have to make sure that it is not about when the children come, which I suppose is good for is prudent for all of you at all times. Once a Jabberwock has set its eyes on a target, rarely does it give up its prey.
How does one defeat a Jabberwock?
I have never heard of one being slain. That that's not to say it can't be done. I know that the stories say beheading, but how does one take the head from a dragon?
Mm.
There is one last thing. The lake here. Should you find yourself should you find yourself under the effects of one of the hag's curses, return here. Bathe in the lakes of this water. Bathe in the waters of this lake, and the curse will be broken. Bathe in the lakes of this water. Nice one. Bathe in the water of this lakes. Fuck, I said it again. The curse will be broken. We're just gonna go right to that part.
Thank you.
I wish that I could do more for you.
This is enough.
Mhm.
If you need to rest here, then please feel free. If not, I can. I if you will rest here for a time, just a short time, I can make sure that you can return through without the horn.
Sounds
Thank you.
great. Yep.
You rest here on the small rocky island in the center of the Wayward Pool. The warm air sort of uh, the warm air of the island is sort of at odds with the cool air that you felt coming over the water, but the fire that you have lit in this brazier continues to uh, shift through the colors and climb to just underneath the tree branches. Lamorna stays, but says nothing further in your minds. Until you've rested for probably about 10, 15 or so minutes when she stands uh, and goes to each of you in turn and touches her horn to your foreheads, and then begins to walk back out over the water and stops next to the lily pad that um, that you all came in on. That will that will do for now. Remember, if ever the hag's magics settle on you, you can return here and and this place will cleanse you of that effect. I, I will walk with you to the shore. I wish you all the luck uh, in your dealings with not just Nightshade here, but in all your efforts to free Zybilna, to return peace to Prismere.
Thank you again. I'm sure the cleansing waters will be a very useful boon. Hopefully, we won't need it, but if we do, it will be well thinked.
You climb onto the lily pad, and she walks with you across the lake, seemingly floating across the surface of the water, which becomes tranquil wherever she steps. You cross the 250 or so feet back to the shore, where um, back to where you came through, and she stands on the surface of the water, looks at you all briefly, bows her head, and the water ripples as the very tip of the unicorn horn breaks the surface of the water, and then she turns and walks uh, back across the lake. The mist sort of forms behind her and swallows her appearance. She vanishes from sight. second. 1 second. Let me put her back on the GM. Oh God, what did I just do? Why can't I? Oh God, I just put you all in the GM layer. No, roll 20Y.
God, please
No.
hold my hand.
Never
Oh.
stop, baby.
It's dark.
As you as you make your way onto the shore, and I don't know why I dragged you to the other side of this map. You as you make your way onto the shore and cross back through the barrier uh, with the unicorn horn in hand, the sense of being watched returns. The the noises here are suddenly just so much louder than they seemed before. The tranquility of the wayward pool having settled around you, and now being back in the shard of hither, everything sort of returns to the bustle and more uh, lively and life filled noises that you have been dealing with. Um, the warmth of the twilight skies fades away as you return to the cool shade of the tree canopy of the forests of thither. And I think that is where we will pick up next week.
Yahoo!
Fantastic.
Whee!
Hell yeah.
Food hour. And
We did so much.
Yeah.